small cap recap.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
He talks to me like that every night.
Took it too far.
He calls me. We just make sure, trading accountability, buddy. What are you talking about? Oh my God.
Whoa.
What a perverted mind over here.
Oh my God.
The innocent audience out there, and you just ruined them.
Hey. You're the one that always grabs my leg before the show. You can't even deny it. Yeah. You just can't see it on the camera. Anyways,
it
welcome.
messes with him mentally.
It does. It does.
And that's what I live for, is to mess with this kid mentally.
Welcome to Small Cap Recap. What day is today? The 21st. Woo.
Woo.
Yeah, today, another choppy day. There was that one good runner, CEMI, but it was a little bit too high of a float to be the Neuro. You know what I mean? It was trying to be Neuro.
Yeah.
But too high of a float. It was like 20 million. Neuro was like 5. But still a good runner, though. I mean, it was up like 200% or whatever.
It really was.
It was a good trade.
Yeah, the problem was, in my at least personal opinion, like the best entry was that morning one.
Yep.
And I was just overcautious on it for whatever reason and missed it. And then after that, I just couldn't chase it the rest of the day because the ideal entry, in my opinion, I missed. So
yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah,
and it happens.
So what'd you end the day, Bryce?
Negative 3,200, I think.
Is this your first small cap recap red day?
Yeah.
Can we get a round of applause?
Yeah.
It happens to everybody. It does. It's okay. Embrace it and just understand, like, red days are part of the game.
Yeah, it's okay to be red. I mean, it happens, obviously. It happens a lot to some people, and it's really about trying to minimize it, especially when comparing it to your green days. I mean, like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, I've got to keep it in perspective. My green days have gotten really big, and I went on a really nice run without any red days for like a month. And so then I had that $7,000 red day, and it surprisingly didn't affect me as much as I thought it would. But it's like, you know what? Relative to everything, that's still smaller than my average green day.
Exactly.
And that's how I try to keep it. You know what I mean? When I have a red day, I don't want it to be larger than.
Right. And that's how everyone should look at it. Like, you can look at dollar amounts, and, depending where you are, like a year ago, I would have listened to that and been like, this dude's insane. A lot can happen in a year, but you just got to keep it like proportionally relative. Like, his average green day this month is probably like $10,000.
Yeah, I think it's 11.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wild.
So, like, it's
Wild.
like his red day is like a third of his average green day, like super good. That's like a really good ratio if you can keep it that way. On the other hand, I put Small Cap Rockets and the team here, the dynamic duo on my back. I was green about, what did I say?
I think 5,900.
5,900,
right?
That's right. Yep, thanks for reminding me.
I know Matt better than he knows himself.
All the days blur together. So, yeah, 5,900, mostly on MMAT. So we'll pull that up over here. This one has been on my Small Cap Rocket watch list for, goodness, probably almost 2 weeks.
Oh, like, goodness. 2 weeks? Goodness.
It probably was. My goodness, my geyser. So I was looking, this was a former runner, a huge Wall Street Bets got on board. There was a lot of social support, and it's got crushed from basically 22. Today it's at 360.
This used to be TRCH. Torch. Yes. TRCH. Yeah. They did a name change or whatever.
Right.
They merged, right? Acquisition,
merged.
Something, yeah, whatever it is.
So it's just gotten crushed ever since.
Literally 22-3.
Yeah, I know. Another dude. This is like, we have 90% losers on this.
I know.
Like,
all the
that is why we are traders. We are not investors. Like, it's just not a game I'm good at, and I'll probably forever be a trader. So, I've been looking for this one to bounce for a while, and today it actually like had to put a decent bounce in. I posted my chart on Twitter if you guys follow me, but. I missed.
Don't follow him. He's awful.
I missed the morning action because I've seen this morning spike time and time again on this stock, and then just gets crushed. But once it consolidated and perked over these highs, that to me was a signal like it's stronger than usual. Like, usually it fails this morning spike, and when it started acting differently is when I decided to get long. So I longed this here, sold some in the morning spike, and then this had this nice higher low pattern, ABCD you can call it, and I started buying the dips. And I actually got my best sell was like 422, and then I sold the rest here at like 410. So I let the trade grind up. What's so crazy is like it ended up failing, and it's basically back.
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy to me because, I know it's a different market, but like months ago, man, this would be at like $7 right now. Like, it really would.
Even in this market, I thought it could test 5.
Like a really textbook pattern, and it still failed.
Yeah. No, that's just the market we're in. That's why I ended red, because I didn't really adjust to that market.
Right.
I was trying to hodl too much.
Right. Well, I mean, we've seen the same trade like, I don't even know, hundreds, maybe even thousands of times. Yep. And for a long, long time, it continued to run. And this one, like, you got to make sure your entries are good, because you got to make sure you get your exits out here, because it's just been in this downtrend since. So I nailed it. And it ended up selling up in, above 4. And that was literally more than my entire day.
Yeah.
I think I made like 6,800 on this one, and I ended up losing roughly a little over 1,000 on NEGG, because this one I thought was going to be a first green day continuation. because again, this one just hasn't bounced, and it's another one that's just been crushed, and it's starting to consolidate. So I'm still watching it very, very closely for the same trade, and I'll take the same trade over and over again and just respect my risk every time. But we consolidated really well yesterday, and I thought like, oh, like this is the base we're looking for, the base it needs for higher. It gapped up even, more or less held. If I can throw the closing indicator on here, more or less held the closing price all opening. Yeah, it dipped below, but like not for long. It was, you can see they're all wicks. So I'm more than okay with that because like more or less it held the price. And that was my risk level. And then when it ended up breaking over here, I was like, yeah, stock's just weak, man. The market's weak. Overall market's weak. It's tough out there. And that was pretty much my two trades today, MMAT and NEGG. Anything else? Oh, you want to talk about what you lost most of your money on?
Yeah, I lost a lot. Watch it be at highs.
The ORPH, right?
Yeah, ORPH.
So, yeah, this was his trade today, ORF.
Yeah, it was just a tough one. I mean, it was consolidating all day. And, it's funny because for the most, massive,
low float former runner.
Yep, low float former runner, super beaten down. And honestly, I thought today would break over the highs from 3 days ago there. The volume didn't come in. It happens. I took a lot of size. Like, I was oversized, absolutely. But I liked the setup a lot. It just, to me, it seemed like that if it got over that the high day today, basically, I thought we could actually either test the high sixes or even break out and get into the sevens. But it's not the market for it. It's fine. And I had pretty decent averages. Like the losses I was taking was because of the size, not because I was like cutting too low. I was just oversized in it. Part of the game, I'll definitely adjust. Even on MMAT, I had a lot of size on that too, and it worked. I took like 10 or 15,000 shares from 340.
Down
keep
here?
Going down there. Sold. I had an order for 69 shares at 420. Didn't get filled because it was up there
this morning.
Yes. Then I ended up selling 404. So I had like a $6,000 trade there, but then I gave probably 4,000 back trying to
trade in the afternoon.
Yep. But yeah, no, ORF and MMAT were probably my two biggest losses. I did catch a decent little scalp on MRIN, but then it halted up.
Oh yeah,
that was tough.
I lost track of this one, and I've said it before. If you've been following these, like my philosophy is like that first hour, 2 hours tops.
It's looking good now. That almost looks like a trap though.
Like move on. And this one I was watching for again the first green day, because all these stocks have just gotten killed, and when it just kept fading and fading, I just gave up on it. And then Bryce kept grinding back, and it popped up on his radar, and he had a good trade.
Yeah, I took 6,000 there at 918, right there, and I sold it like 960, 970.
I get it. Yeah. I mean, like there's this hesitation here.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly why I sold. And I'm not, full transparency, I took that trade while I was like, I was pretty red at one point. I was red like $8,500. And I was like, I need to just like distract myself. So I started playing a game on my computer, and I took that trade while I was in the game. Or like I took that trade while I was playing the game, and I was like, oh, it's working. And then I saw it start hesitating. I was like, not worth it. I made some money, and that helped. That helped quite a bit. But
man, you said it was a trap. We called
it live on Small Cap Recap.
We called it live. That's funny. That's a tough rug pull. What's funny is what I remember most from like when I started finding some consistency, like 2019 when I was talking to Jack, Kyle, and Dom. What they did like midday that's when Fortnite was big.
Yep.
And they played video games midday, and like it might sound weird, but like when the action's weird, not there, it's a tough market, kind of like what we're seeing right now. It's more beneficial to like just pull yourself away from the market because it's tough action out there. Bryce and I said today more times than we said. Look at
I'm uncoordinated.
You can dress him up and you can bring him to the nice studio, and you can't get him to record.
I'm dressed up nice.
Take out. It's
No, but 100% right. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm a gambling addict, more or less. Not really, but I have a hard time leaving. I have a really hard time leaving. And it's part of like, I mentioned on here, a lot of my wins come through high frequency trades, and I'll capitalize on the ones that work. But when there's nothing working, that's when I'm like, okay, I got to leave. Like I gotta do something else. So try it. If you're like full-time trading or you're trading throughout the day a lot and it's not going your way, walk away in the midday. It's really hard to make money in midday trading.
It is. No, totally is. I mean, I'm not saying play video games unless like you literally have nothing better to do, but like do whatever you have to do. Go on a walk, go to the gym, do your job.
Like I did that a lot during a couple months ago. Just went to the gym in the middle of the day.
Yeah, get away from the market. Do whatever you have to do. And until the market comes back, that's really, that's what I'm doing right now. And Bryce is figuring out slowly. He's learning.
I'm working on it.
No, you've been better this week. I'll give you credit. It's Wednesday. This week, you've been better than you were the rest of the month.
Yeah. For me, it's just like not taking as many. I used to take a lot during midday, like a lot of trades. So now I've just slowed down, slowed my roll.
There you go.
Yeah. I think that's all we got here.
That's all we got. Thanks for joining.
The duo's green. That's all that matters.
The duo is green. Boom. So
thank you for tuning in to
beautiful.
Small Cap Recap.
That's perfect. Let's go.